Oh, summer, spring, not spring, summer.
2022 exclamation.
Summer, lowercase spring.
I just looked it up. If he's the purpose.
No, there was one here.
Yeah, thank you very much for bringing that up.
Yeah.
That's, that'll do it. When I need to present
Debbie?
Yes.
This is great, except I need to connect to the internet. Let's see here.
Let me see if I can find you Andy?
Yeah?
Crawford guest?
Okay. Okay.
Is that what it's called? Okay, so find Crawford
Wi-Fi,
guest.
here, let's see, networks, Crawford guest, great. Password is CG, capitalized?
No, the whole thing, Crawford guest with a capital C and a capital G.
Okay, great, thank you.
Testing. 1, 2. Hey, Steph.
Vic, Vic,
I can't get a grasp on what my body's
You're doing okay.
or just leave it there for 6 months and it'll be right.
and then I'm gonna get
Jeff,
MRI or CAT
did you have a
scan,
nice time in the
and then
park?
like nerve tests and stuff. But same thing, it's like conflating.
Did you figure out why you were here at
My
5?
dad had ataxia, so I wanna make sure that I don't get ataxia.
My dad had Parkinson's. I always get nervous
Dan, you got nothing better
when I.
to do?
It's only natural that you know.
No, I didn't.
Neurologist is like, you're wobbly. I'm like, I realize I'm wobbly, I just wanna get more wobbly.
I could say something snarky about, as late as the resolutions were, that's how early the notification. I think your next notification will be noon.
What are you looking for?
To tighten up the chair so it doesn't go so far back.
Yeah, that's just.
Test it. Okay.
Patrick, are we gonna get going?
We're going to test the other folks just to make sure we get it. Yeah, just talk to you.
Nick, would you please say something so we can test your sound level?
Pardon?
Okay, say that one more time.
Can you hear me?
Very loud.
Too loud?
No, you're fine. You're fine. Okay, Dave Burns, would you please say something so we can test your sound level?
Yeah, I'm here.
Is everybody happy with this?
Yes.
I think it's all a little bit loud.
I can look at it. No worries.
Just a little bit.
Imagine we're at the UN and you just had all your headphones on.
You don't be jumping.
That's it? Okay.
I think we're ready.
All right, let's do that. Ready? Okay, so. One.
Thank you. Welcome, everybody, to the Rye Town Council meeting of March 12th, 2024. Please rise and join me for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
Please remain standing. Heavenly Father, bless this assemblage. Grant us the wisdom to make every decision fair-minded and the best interests for all its residents. Amen.
Thank you. Remain standing, please. I'd like to observe a moment of silence in memory of Bruno Ponterio, who was the longtime principal at Ridge Street School, a beloved member of the Rybrook, Portchester, Town of Rye community. Bruno was one of the finest people I've ever known. And I was honored to be at his service this morning where his child and one of his children and grandchildren gave remarkable eulogies, far more than I can ever say. But I just wanted everybody to take this time to remember him, and his memory will live on with all of us. Please, thank you. Thank you, everyone. Call the roll, please.
Councilperson Pamela Jaffe.
Here.
Councilperson Jill Axelrod. Councilperson
Jill
should be
will be
late.
here a moment.
Right.
She's going to be late and asked us to continue.
Okay.
Thank you.
Councilperson Thomas Nardi.
Here.
Councilperson Randy Sellier.
Here.
And Supervisor Gary Zuckerman.
Present. First item of business, as usual, may I have a motion and a second to approve the minutes of February the 15th, 2024.
So moved.
Second.
There are no objections or corrections. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. The first set of resolutions tonight are known as the home-based proportion resolutions. Charlie, our assessor, Charlie Zaba, will explain briefly what this is for.
Good evening, Charles Zaba, Town Assessor. The best way for me to explain what the adjusted base proportion is, if I go back to what a base proportion is. Back in 2004, the town went through a revaluation. At that point, we gained the homestead and the non-homestead classification, which homestead is for residential, non-homestead is for commercial. At that point, we were given a ratio, which that ratio will then show the difference between the amount of homestead and the amount of non-homestead. At that point, I could give you a rough number, the exact number that it was. We were at 69% residential, and obviously 31% on the other side. What we do annually is called adjusted base proportion. We take that number and then apply any physical changes, quantitative changes, obviously, and any market changes to the values. So as commercial values increase, the commercial and the non-homestead would increase, and if the homestead, which is the residential, goes down, they will balance itself out. As we go through it this year, which is very interesting, that since 2004, obviously we're in 2023, right now we're at 68%, and we were in 2004, we were at 69%. So as much as people think it fluctuates, it does year to year, but in the grand scheme of things, it roughly stays where it's not, like historically have been. So all it is just seeing the difference between the residential and the commercial end of the assessment roll.
Right. And we establish the home-based proportion for each of the taxing jurisdictions, each village, each school district, the town, and the county.
Yes. Correct.
So each one is different, and we approve them every year, and the various taxing jurisdictions are aware of it. Hi, Joe. We're just starting. So we have to go through this, and we'll go through them one by one, and I think we'll take a voice vote on each of them. I don't think it's necessary to have an individual roll call. So, resolution establishing the homestead-based proportion for the town of Rye. May I have a motion and a second?
I'll make the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
The homestead-based proportion for the village of Rybrook. Motion and a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The homestead-based proportion for the village of Portchester.
I'll make the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
By the way, let's just one motion and a second, okay? We don't have to look at it, it's not that complicated.
I didn't know if we were taking our individual, like when I heard Rybrook.
The homestead-based proportion for the Portchester School District.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The homestead-based proportion for the Rhinebeck School District.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Homestead-based proportion for the Blindbrook School District.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Well, that does it. We don't have to do the county?
No, there is no county, it's just the town.
Okay.
They don't have
All right. And by the way, this is all approved, this is sent to the state, and the New York State, they keep,
looking at your approval.
yeah, what keep forgetting the name.
John Wall? Orbs.
ORPS,
Yes.
Office of Real Property Assessment Services, approves it. Next resolution is to establish the position of deputy assessor within the town of Rye. This resolution is, the purpose of this resolution is to allow the county HR department to create the title of deputy assessor. We discussed this during our budget season, and it is our intention to appoint our senior appraiser when the title is approved, Gordon Casement, to the position of deputy assessor. But we have to go through a process of getting the title approved. And that's what this resolution does. So, any questions?
No.
May I have a motion and a second?
So moved.
I'll second.
Call a roll on this one, please.
Councilperson Jaffe?
Yes.
Councilperson Axelrod?
Yes.
Councilperson Nardi?
Yes.
Councilperson Selyer? And Supervisor Zuckerman?
Yes. We now have a series of tax cert resolutions. Who's going to handle this, Jeffrey?
The first one is located in Portchester. It's at 77 Paningo Street. It's a vacant auto body shop, and this is for the tax year 2021. There are very de minimis refunds. The village is exposed to $2,600 refund, and the school district $5,200 refunds. They've both been made aware of what's coming.
Thank you. Any questions? If not, motion and a second.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The next one is 164 Grandview, which is a single-family home. And again, that's in Portchester. And the refunds there are a little bit larger, but the value of this property is a little bit larger. And the taxing jurisdictions have been made aware. And this is for tax years 2020, 2021, and 2022.
Any questions? May I have a motion and a second?
So moved.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Next one?
The next one is also a single-family home in Shore Acres, and that's at 632 Shore Acres Drive, and that's in the Rhinebeck area of town, and that's for 3 tax years as well, and the refunds are also relatively minor.
Any questions? If not, motion and a second, please.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The next
This-
one, sorry.
This is an interesting one.
This is for Castle Court, which is in the village of Mamaroneck in the Rhinebeck School District. And this is for 1 year, and the refunds there are $2,000 to the village and school district.
If there are no questions, may I have a motion and a second?
I'll make the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
We skipped one.
GNS, I just did all the small ones, and this
Yeah.
one is actually even smaller. This is the tax cert that has to do with GNS. Everyone, I think, in this, on this board is familiar with their properties. They're a fairly substantial property owner in downtown Portchester, which has the Costco in it, the Stop and Shop. So this is a package deal. It's an excellent, excellent deal, I think, for the town and the village and the school district. And I credit Charlie for helping negotiate this excellent deal. No refunds. The matter is being handled in the forward-going years. And this has to do with the retail, a garage, a one-story retail. So it's sort of a package, it's a package deal where the petitioner withdrew several years, and this is, and we're working it out in forward-going years.
Thank you. Any questions? You know, I know that there are substantial reductions, so I think that going back to the question of homestead, the reductions in these commercials do not affect the residential taxpayer. They only affect the other commercial taxpayers, who would unfortunately have to bear the brunt of any substantial reductions. But that's the way it is. Motion and a second, please.
Make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. And thank you, Charlie, because I know you negotiated a whole bunch of these. Very much appreciated. We save a lot of money when you do the negotiating over our attorneys. Resolution 4.13, resolution to cancel the regular monthly meeting of March 21. And the reason is we're having a meeting now, and the reason we call this special meeting essentially is because we had to get the homestead-based proportions on the agenda so that the taxing jurisdictions would have them in time for their purposes. So since we called the special meeting, we have other things on it as well. And so I request a motion and a second to cancel the March 21 meeting.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. And now, the presentation. Did I miss anything?
No, we're missing a resolution on the agenda for the Text My Gov.
Thought I saw that.
It's beneath.
It's
Receiver
underneath
of taxes.
4.15.
Yeah.
4.15.
Yeah, because right at, well,
Right, it's a little misplaced.
yeah,
That's funny. I don't see 4.15.
Yeah.
My agenda ends at 4.13.
yeah, we have 4.13.
Renew your agenda. Refresh.
Refresh.
Yeah, hope that 4.14 should be not there.
Right, and that actually should move down to reports.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't just move it down, it was the receiver of taxes.
No, what is, the,
Yeah,
four,
4.14, receiver of taxes.
refresh. Just,
Or did you
Okay.
do that already?
yeah, I changed it already. I was looking, I said, how'd that get up there, receiver of taxes?
You're fast.
Well, I still don't have it, but I trust you. If you've got it, that's what matters. I know what it says.
Mine still says 4.14, but okay, you'll fix it later. It's not a big deal. 4.15 is authorizing the town of Ryder to enter into a contract with TextMyGov. And there's more than that. So Debbie has a little presentation, I think.
Yes, I think I'll start with the discussion about which I sent a memorandum to the council regarding the priority that the council placed on making the town's communications program more robust for 2024. And toward that end, I assembled an ad hoc committee of staff members who each had different perspectives and skill sets to contribute. We are joined whenever possible by Council Member Pamela Jaffe, who has contributed a number of items, both philosophical and tactical. So I want to give you a brief summary of where we're heading and what we've gotten accomplished so far. So I would add that once upon a time in an earlier life, I actually was a public relations professional. So this gave me the opportunity to dig deep into my past skill set and pull up some stuff. So our underlying message structure we have refined to 3 basic points. One is to expand the town communications reach to more residents. 2 is reframe the messaging to spotlight the town's services and highlight how it delivers value to the community. And 3, to answer the question, did you know this about the town of Rye? And then finish the sentence. So this led to a set of strategic objectives and action items. So the first on the list is we became aware that some of our meetings, although we thought they were broadcasting live in the villages, were not, due to a number of technical glitches and miscommunication that you do not want or need to know, but we fixed them. So, and thank you very much to the team in the video control room, because particularly Patrick Murphy, he was instrumental in getting these things ironed out. So we are now live streaming once again in the village of Rybrook and to LMC TV, which is the Larchmont-Mamaroneck channel. We have not been live streaming to Portchester because they have conflicting programming, and therefore our recording is uploaded tomorrow and is scheduled for rebroadcast. I understand we are on the schedule twice a week. Another thing that we're doing is we're getting a cable box installed here at Cable. We haven't really had live cable TV, didn't think we needed it, but lo and behold, it's very useful if we want to do a real-time check to make sure we're streaming where we think we should be. So that's happening actually on Thursday. And objective number 2 is to facilitate, basically make it much easier for residents to attend and participate in town meetings. I'm sorry, Tommy. This is electronic.
I was just gonna hit him like this.
Yes, I know.
Yes, so our action items, number 1 is we have obtained a single live Zoom URL. It's actually called a vanity URL, but it's now ours. It is, we have one URL, it goes into our meeting announcements, it goes into, if anybody who has it once, they've got it. There's a link to it that's embedded front and center on the town's homepage. And anybody can use it. They can also continue to stream as they have on our YouTube channel, on our Facebook feed, on Twitch, on Twitter, now known as X, just as before. We have developed a code of conduct, which is a very simple 3-step code of conduct that our administrator, our Zoom administrator tonight, that's Stephanie Maciel, has on nights when it's Carissa Sprague, she has it, and it will be pasted into the chat if a member of the public joins the meeting via Zoom so that they understand what the rules are. And violators, they're advised that if they violate that code of conduct, that they will be ejected from the meeting.
Excuse me, and we don't even need the police force to eject them. We just push a button.
We just push a button. Number 3 is increase website transparency and user friendliness. This is certainly a work in process. Pam Jaffe contributed a very helpful list of items, from adding the labels town budget and meetings archive to the quick links box on the homepage. The quick links box in that homepage now is side by side with a box dedicated to meetings, so that anyone who wishes to watch the meeting via Zoom can click that, via YouTube they can click that, etc. So there are 3 ways to do that. There's also our meeting schedule is at the top of that list. In fact, it's the same link for the video archive, but we're now labeling it that in the quick link, so it's easy to find. We've also had the town budget and financials always available in the pull-down menu at the top of the screen. It will now also be available in the quick links box. Icons for social media channels were added to the homepage, both at the upper right-hand corner and also at the bottom of the screen in the contact information box, as is a hot link for Contact Us page. Let's see what else we've done. On the meetings page, there is a Watch Meetings Live. There are 3 Watch Meetings Live buttons that they can push and stream. Nobody has to have a Facebook account. The homepage rectangles have been reorganized, as I mentioned. There's an invitation to join our meeting list on the homepage now. Mailing list, yes. So there's an objective to enhance the town's ability to push notifications out to the community. Toward that end, you're about to hear a brief presentation about a service called Text My Gov to give us the ability to send notifications out to the community via their cell phones. We are introducing an e-newsletter, and that actually is in prototype, which I have. Just have to recognize it for what it is. And I can't. Well, we have a prototype, and I will be distributing it to the council to take a look at. It will include, it's an e-newsletter, so no printing expenses. And the sections include things like the town of the Rye in the news, what's new at the town of the Rye. Again, it echoes the message structure. That's the whole idea. All of these things will continue to focus on what our message structure is. And local events, calendars, what's going on, what's coming up, etc. We need to migrate the town's email distribution list to a more robust hosting platform because we've the number of items in it is too large now. That's a work in progress. We've been asked to develop a town app, and most modern websites now include an app function. We are busting out at the seams in the functionality of our website, which we adopted in, I think it was 2016, it could have been 2017, early. And the technology has now evolved to a place that it's time to grow. So what is going on right now behind the scenes is we are conducting a search for another website platform if the current website platform cannot grow with us, and that's a conversation that's happening as well. 5, enhance the quality of life of the town of Rye community. That's sort of a big idea, and our action item landed on introduce another major annual event that serves the community at the town of Rye. So the event that we are cooking up is called, sorry for the pun, Tastes of the Town. It is going to be a restaurant festival at Crawford Park, co-sponsored with the Chamber of Commerce. The tentative date is September 8th, 2024. It is focused on the town's based restaurants and food purveyors. We have focused a little bit on the structure of how we're going to bring those in, and that is a work in progress. Stay tuned for more information.
So, Debbie, one question, is that near the date we're doing the cross-country? Sounds like about the same date.
Vic?
Oh, I didn't see you down there. What date are you looking at for the cross-country?
During the week.
Okay,
So our cross-country meet will be during the week for anybody who couldn't
for
hear.
another, that's another event we're planning.
Yes, correct. So, any questions, or shall I move into the Text My
Now,
Gov?
before you get, there's one other thing. Why don't you talk about the migration of the .com to the .gov, which is very important.
So, this July, it will be mandatory for all municipalities to migrate to a .gov web address and URL. We currently, we currently use primarily townofrye.com. I have registered for, and likely we have received, a ryetownny.gov URL and suffix. So that will be our new web address. And all of us will be getting new email addresses. We will start a migration that we have yet to plan how we get there, but we will be getting there, and as will every other municipality that isn't there already.
Okay.
I was just wondering, going from the website to the app, how much more is that gonna cost?
Well, as I said, it's my anticipation that when our website hits its new platform, we'll have an app with it,
Okay,
because it's automatic, it'll come with it.
okay.
The wireframe on the existing website is sorely out of date. There are other platforms that we can migrate to that will offer this kind of a mobile site / app as part of the offering.
Oh, okay, part of it, okay.
It's part of the technology.
Yeah, no, I know it's outdated by now, it's gotta be, so,
Yeah.
with everything else.
You know
in
what?
it.
It was a really good buy when we did it.
Oh, yeah.
It's been,
It served its purpose.
Yes.
I understand that.
and now it's,
It's time to upgrade.
yeah.
Okay.
Time to say goodbye.
But still show up to the meetings. I had to throw that in, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think we should serve ice cream or cookies or something
Yeah, I
as an
guess.
inducement. So any questions about the communications initiative as a project?
I just want to tell, and I told Debbie this, I think that the work that Debbie and the staff and Pam have done is really quite outstanding. That's a very large undertaking. There are a lot of things in what Debbie just said, a lot of items, a lot of goals, a lot of action items, and I think we're really heading towards the goal of, making the town of Rye as accessible and transparent as much as or more than any other municipality. So thank you for the work you've already done.
It's a pleasure, and
And the staff.
the entire team is really,
Yep.
really pulling in the same direction. It's great.
Yeah, I give you and your team kudos. This is work that we've been talking about for 4 years, that you brainstormed and workshopped, and really over the past 3 months have come up with a plan of action that's rolling forward now. And it's important. We've been talking, which we'll hear next, about CRM and direct-to-consumer communication and how that is the most important and effective way of reaching people. I know that you are really looking on every platform how we can connect with our residents, so appreciate the work.
Thank you, much appreciated. And on behalf of the team, I appreciate it. All right, so, Text My Gov, you have before you a resolution to sign an agreement with Text My Gov. It is a 3-year agreement. in which the pricing will hold steady for 3 years without change. So let me explain what it is. I would also say that if you pose a question I can't answer, we are joined by 2 members of the TextMyGov staff. They are on Zoom and ready to answer questions from the state of Utah.
And I will say it is coming from a PR marketing background, it's very reasonable. I'm just going to lay that in advance.
Oh, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. It seemed that way to me. So on your screen, you will see if I can do this at the same time. TextMyGov.
Debbie, just
Yeah.
one question while you're looking that up. Did I read correctly today that they're going to help us gather email addresses and points of contact within the community?
Yes.
Then that is a minimum of $1 a contact is what that would cost in real time. So that's a huge value.
Why is the screen not moving? Yeah, I'm usually the one who solves these problems. Still not changed. All right, well, I'm going to start, and maybe Patrick or Stephanie will come to my rescue. Thank you, Stephanie. So TextMyGov.
Not that you're old, Debbie,
I
but
am.
it really helps to have a much younger person do this stuff.
Amen. Yes, look at the screen though, it's frozen on slide 3. So TextMyGov is a very efficient way to communicate with residents via text. There's no app, there's no email, there's no sign up required. It's two-way, automatic, smart response communication that allows residents to ask questions, to report issues that they find. If they can take a picture of a fallen tree, they can upload it, let us know. Customers can also receive notifications and alerts based on a group, an affinity group that they happen to be part of. If we have a specific, let's just say dog friends. If we have an announcement for the dog friends of Rydetown Park, we can send a message just to them if that's what we want to do, or the sustainability committee members, that kind of thing. We can also send out messages via department, to parks, or a specific physical location. In other words, there's geomapping available. TextMyGov is, we identified, been meeting with them for months, frankly, and with larger and different members of the government, all to hear what the technology can do, and then start to think about, well, how would this be useful for us? How would it achieve our goals? And some of the uses we came up with in our conversations is this could be used to send out announcements, reminders, to promote community programs such as our concerts, our community cleanups, alerts of need-to-know information such as upcoming town council meetings, and here's the Zoom link, emergency notifications for storms, beach closings due to inclement weather. There's a mapping tool, as I mentioned, so we can identify if we just want to send a message to Rhineck, that can be done. Residents can find information fast by texting in a question and getting an instant informative response. This is a service that is 24/7, so even when we are not awake, TextMyGov is. We can use this to send out a message about, here's how you get your dog license. Here's how you get its season permit time. Click here for your season permits. FOIL requests can be submitted this way. Tax and grievance deadlines can be broadcast out to the community, along with a link to the web pages that can provide information or forms. Facility rentals. This will be a great way to encourage people to say, hey, rent our beach pavilion. Beach and parking lot closures. This is something that happens throughout the peak season, usually on Sundays, if the weather is really warm, is our parking lot fills up. And this will be a way for people to sign up and get a text message to notify them if the parking lot is filled, because then they can drive to someplace else or come later. If the beach is closed for some reason, that also can be announced. So as I mentioned, no download is needed.
Hey, Debbie,
Yes.
Russ could use this like for open water swimming when 4 o'clock, when the weather is turning bad, to cancel and things like that?
Exactly. Yes.
And with the geo-targeting, even to have people who are in vicinity of, let's say, Crawford Park, when a concert's about to start, to send out a blast message saying such and such band will be going on at Crawford in half an hour.
Yes.
Like, it's
yeah.
really that powerful and able to pinpoint.
Or the family movie will be starting in 20 minutes. Come, bring your blanket.
Right,
Yeah.
so if people are living nearby or they're in the park, you can grab a captive audience too, which is nice.
Yes. And I would think that we also, there'll be a widget, and I will show you a picture of it, a widget on our homepage. And this can also be used for people who go to our homepage and are looking for a specific piece of information. When is the next town council meeting? And they should be able to get an immediate answer.
Right, so basically it's artificial intelligence embedded into.
This is not highly intensive artificial intelligence, as it was explained to me by Jaden Easton, our sales rep, but yes, there is that. All right, so let's give it a try. If you want to pull out your cell phones.
Ooh, this is exciting.
So we're not personalized yet, but we're City One.
So we have a few tries here. If you text "hi" to 435-265-4446.
Say it one more.
It's right up
What's the
there.
number?
435
Yeah.
265
What's up on the board?
4446.
So Debbie, can we plaster QR codes to this number everywhere?
Yes, we can. We can put it on lawn signs. It can be along the promenade at Wright Town Park. It can be right up and down Crawford Road. It could be where we need it to be.
Be on our socials, we could put it into the Westmore. And this, I will once again say, is hugely important. As much as we really appreciate having partners in the Westmore News and in Patch, going direct to consumer really is the most effective way of communication.
So, am I guessing, Randy, that it worked? What message do you have in front of you on your cell phone?
Says, thank you for contacting TextMyGov, city/county for Spanish, text, hola.
I got that one too.
Type the issue, pothole, code, traffic light, street sign, trash pickup. If you don't find what you stop. Did it run out of words? Run out?
If you have a question, text 1 or 2 keywords about the information you're looking for. If you don't find what you're looking for, although that is a grammatical error, the your. Looking for
Oh, yeah.
text facts, FAQ.
Yep.
To receive alerts from the city, text City 1 to, and there's a number there, and then it kindly tells me to have a great day.
Si tiene una pregunta, envíe un mensaje de texto con una o dos palabras clave sobre la información que está buscando. Thank you. You know that's
De
been
nada.
really important.
You could try dog license, text dog license to the same number.
What did they say? The Telegraph, wasn't it? What hath God wrought? It's true.
I know.
Taxes.
I wouldn't.
Can we get an alert when taxes are due?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Taxes, when taxes are
Yeah,
due.
yeah. Thank you for contacting the town of Rye for a dog license application and information. Please see the link below, and then You can just click on it to get your dog license, additional. This is really cool.
I'm doing when our taxes due, seeing if it comes back to me. Oh, there you go.
Well, we have not already, we haven't done the programming, we haven't hired them yet.
Right.
We have a few sample
These are samples.
keywords here, like park permit. You will, if you type in park permit to that, if you text park permit to the number, again, you will
Do you
receive
have
an auto message.
An idea how many other communities in Westchester, for example,
I
have
don't
implemented
believe-
this?
I don't believe. This
Pathfinder?
organization, Text My Gov, I understand, has 500 customers nationwide, including customers in New York State, but I was not given any examples of Westchester County communities with this product. This, I
Well, if
think we
this
may be
works,
first.
if this works, I guarantee you there'll be other communities doing it.
Okay, one more question. To make sure that we're adjusting for ability issue, there is an audio? Can you, I mean, is there a way?
Now you have stumped me. I don't know, Jaden, are you there?
I am Debbie. How are you all doing today, Council?
Hold on, Jaden, 1 second. So I just typed the park permit. I got the actual login for the Rhinetown Park permit portal. Instead of having to go to my computer and going into that, all I did was this, and it's the regular login that we have to get the park permit. It's great.
Quick question, Jaden. I do appreciate the ability to get messaging in Spanish, but speaking of ability issues, is there a way for it to be converted to sound, to audio?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I know with accessibility on certain phones, there are settings where you can receive a text and it'll read it aloud, right? But as far as the program is set up currently, it's just going to be sending them a text message. So certainly if there is someone with accessibility needs on their end, there is ability for that to be read out to them. So, but it will not be sending like a voice recording, for example.
Thank you.
Well, I know, for
Absolutely.
example, in my car, if a text arrives, right, I can say, hey, Google, read my texts.
Right.
Right, so I would, and then it would read whatever was on my text. So I'm guessing that there is some ADA facility, accessibility to that. So up on your screen is a template of our home page for our website, and you will see in the bottom corner the Text My Gov widget. So that is what it will look like on our webpage, so that hopefully when people go there and they, first of all, they're invited to join our list for notifications, but also it will be a facility to provide information about the website or whatever else, whatever it is that somebody is looking for.
Good.
Do we
Excellent.
have the ability to mirror these messages via email?
We write, yeah, we're writing them.
Okay.
So once we start to work with Jaden and the onboarding team, we will start to define what the keywords are, what the questions are. They have a huge library of questions that's been derived from the 500 clients they have all over the place. And we will craft the answers.
Right, I'm more talking to your CRM. So if we're going to send out an SMS message that goes direct into email inboxes, will we mirror that messaging via email, via the newsletter, via
Why not?
CRM? Okay.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that we have link capability.
I don't know if it links, but I think that's something that our team does.
Right.
Right, so we already send messages out via email, via social media. We post it on our website. It will be one of, this will add to our portfolio of tools.
Right, just
It's
making
our
sure.
toolkit.
Right, our tapestry is woven here.
Right, right, that's the idea.
Okay. Deb, what's that sound next door?
That, I think, is the cooking class downstairs, isn't it? No?
All right, are we ready?
The cost of this program, there's a $2,000 implementation fee one time, and then thereafter $9,500 a year. So our first year is $11,500, and thereafter $9,500 for the next 3 years. And thereafter, our agreement prescribes that the fee can go up no more than 5% a year.
Great.
Okay. Thank you. Any,
Can I just ask a question?
I was just gonna say, any questions from the council?
I know this had been raised previously. Did we find this company that we're planning to use? I know we wouldn't have done like an RFP. What was the process involved in selecting them? Do we know of comparable firms and what their rates might be?
I know of very few other companies that do this. I found one. I found this company much easier to work with. We have a sole source letter from them that this is a proprietary product,
Okay.
and they were first to the market.
And you did meet them at the Association of Towns, correct? I feel like
No, that was another.
that was another company. So
another
yes,
company.
we definitely have done comparative between companies in that matter.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and this falls squarely, what, somewhere in the
So-
middle, on the higher end of what you've been looking at or had heard about? I mean, I'm just curious.
I did not have a large number of companies to look for because I couldn't find anybody that does
I
this.
see. Okay, I see.
So,
And we also negotiated with them. Their
We did.
original price was much higher.
Oh, okay.
yes, and the quantity of text messages that that come with our package
Mhm.
has been increased considerably as well. So
As part of the
we're-
negotiation process prior to
Right.
agreeing to the contract. Okay,
Not-
thank you.
Not off the shelf.
Yeah, okay, great. Well, I appreciate everyone's efforts and, thank you.
Further questions? If not, may I have a motion and a second to approve the contract with Text by Gov?
I like this. I'll approve it.
And I'll second.
Hope, please call the roll.
Councilperson Jaffe?
Yes.
Councilperson Axelrod?
Yes.
Councilperson Nardi?
Yes.
Councilperson Selyer? And
Yes.
Supervisor Zuckerman?
Yes. Okay, public comments on non-agenda items. Do we have anybody on Facebook?
I'm checking. Nope.
Okay. Anybody in the chamber?
We do have a couple of events coming up.
Yes.
that,
Before we do public, we're in public comments from members of the public,
Got it.
okay? And now we're finished. Now, what do you have, Deb? Announcements.
Coming up, we are in the middle of our winter concert series. So I realize that this could be also part of the Crawford Report. But we have a concert coming up this Saturday, March 16th, the Paul Jensen and the Urban Coyotes, which is an acoustic rock band, will be playing here at Crawford. And then coming up on March 30th, the Westchester Philharmonic returns with a Mozart and Brahms clarinet quintet. And then we also have a Rytown Park's annual community conversation is coming up May 18th from 10 a.m. to noon under the pavilions at Rytown Park. So any members of the community that have anything to say, questions to ask, please come and participate. The commissioners are always there and eager to conduct a conversation.
Do you have anything else at Rytown Park coming up immediately in the next month that we know about? Barley Beach House or any events or not?
That is not in my brain at the moment,
Okay.
I must say. I'm sure that there is, because I know that they are doing something for the Easter Bunny, an
Right.
Easter egg search.
So all of this, we will be able to push out with TextMyGov, correct?
Yes.
Couple of other events that are jotted into my calendar. April 13th is our next community cleanup that Brian Sullivan is coordinating with our various municipalities. That's April 13th, which is a Saturday. I think the rain date is the 20th, but I don't remember off the top of my head. Very important. April 26th, which is Arbor Day, we will be doing we will be kind of unveiling, announcing, and I'm sure Vic will talk more about this, but a miniature forest in Crawford, and that is going to be in memory of someone who is really near and dear to the community and to the school district, Ashley Weldy, as well as our former council member. Sorry, that one gets me a little bit sad, but, and then
Tony Baxter.
Yes, Tony Baxter, sorry. And then last but not least, marking everyone's calendar, June 1st will be our annual Pride commemoration at Rytown Park.
Thank you. Thank you, Pam. Anybody else for an announcement? I'm glad we have such a team that remembers this stuff independently. Okay. If there are no further comments, we need to have our reports. Pardon me?
Receive your taxes.
Do reports.
Okay.
A receiver of taxes report, Nick?
Good evening, Mr. Supervisor, members of the Town Council. I just want to alert everybody that within a few weeks, you will receive the first bill for 2024. This is commonly known as the county bill. However, it does have the county figure that we pay. It also has a solid waste figure that we contribute to Westchester County for garbage disposal. It has a sewer district fee, which is for the water filtration system, whatever community you live in. And it has the town of Rye tax fee. So there's 4 items which make it the county and town bill, really. The sewer portion is for, as I said, the water filtration system, very different than the sewer rent that Portchester collects. Portchester has a sewer rent on their bill, and that money goes towards repairs of infrastructure. It has nothing to do with this bill. We get so many calls on that from people. So there is a distinction. All right, I will also remind everybody that once you do get that bill, anyone that has signed in for a email notification, when the bill is up online, you will receive your notification. And that is an excellent time to go onto the website and preset the payment date so it can disappear from your mind. Okay, any questions for me?
Thank you, Nick. And when we get TextMyGov operating, we're going to push out those notifications too.
We'll take over. Yeah, very good.
Thank you. Charlie, I assume your assessor's report has just been made. Vic? The combination Crawford Park and facilities. I think we're going to have to combine those in the future, up to one report.
Vic Federico, Director of Grounds Facilities. As you can see on the screen there, we have our electric F-150. We received it about 10 days ago. With it, we got a supercharger, but when we found out that it's an 80 amp supercharger, we had to order another breaker. The breaker will be put in tomorrow, and we will be able to charge the truck in 2 to 4 hours, whereas now with the little charger they've given us, it takes 2 days. Yes. I knew you'd like that, Tom. That's,
Mention that with
I
Tommy.
did. I had to.
Put a V12 in that thing, will you?
Hey, Vic, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Even with their supercharger, since this is a new truck, it's my understanding that all these new vehicles are able to charge at the Tesla supercharging stations. Is that correct with
Yes,
this
that is.
truck?
Yes.
Because that will be even faster than the one you're getting. So, but I don't know what the cost is over there.
Now, well, we already purchased from Ford their supercharger, so, but the idea of that is when we're not
I'm
using
talking about the
it-
cost of the electricity.
Yes.
Okay.
It also has the ability to track where the vehicle goes, see if people are speeding, has lots of different things you can look at to see who's driving, what they're doing, and how they're doing it. So, looking for great things.
Do you want to talk about the extras?
Trying to think of the extras.
There's a,
They were giving us,
we're putting
Okay.
on a light set
Yeah, we're
at the
gonna add a
top,
light- Yep, so we're gonna add a light stand on top.
snow thrower.
Well, we got, the extras that are part of the rebate
right,
are a snow thrower, not for the vehicle, a walk-behind snow thrower, electric snow thrower, a supercharger for our lawn mowers, which now take overnight to charge them completely, and now it charge them in 3 hours. So those are the other extras we were able to get.
and just for members of the public who think we're overspending,
Costs
this is all through a grant, and it costs the town of Rye $0.
Yes.
But the only thing you had to spend was for the extra charger, right? The 80 amp,
No, that's part of it too.
that was part of it?
Yep.
For the extra, okay,
It's all covered,
that's good.
yeah. So we had some.
Free is good.
Yeah, free is always good. Okay, mini forest,
Wait, before you go on to that, I
Yeah.
just want, you just said it was all covered by a grant.
yes, all covered by a grant. Mini forest, when you come into the park at Ridge Street, to the left is an area that sits down below. Has a lot of invasive vines down there, but there is an open area. In the open area, we've created a start of a mini forest. There are 5 trees planted there now. And the idea is to create a forest, so we'll be adding to it and adding them close to each other, so you have a forest-like feel. None of them will go taller than 50 or 60 feet, so there'll be no big red oaks, no big silver maples, but there'll be a true mini forest.
Is this down in the little valley where the
Yeah.
house used to be?
Yep, exactly. So part of the community cleanup will be going down there to clean away some of the invasive vines to make more area. And it's, a nice, unique program. Also, I met with GPS today, who is our contractor for the ball fields, and that'll be starting up next week, although they'll be mobilizing on Friday, and we'll also be doing a groundbreaking on Friday. It's going to be an extensive job. There will be a 6-foot-high fence completely around the ball fields, and probably up until July 1st. We will have signage all over it, and also telling them, pardon our appearance, as we, continue to make this park better for you. So that's that also. We've added 2 containers to the container garden out at the north end of the property, near the path. That'll be 5 container gardens for the culinary school. With one of them, we are soon to put a greenhouse over it. so it can be used year-round. And I believe that's all I've got for you right now.
It's a lot.
Yes,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
And
I would
I-
add that the container garden also is completely covered by grants. It's been completely
Yes.
underwritten.
And the field is largely covered by grants, all of this construction. Thank you to Senator Shelley Mayer.
Quick question, just taking a page from the Blind Brook School District. When we do have that fence up around the ball field, have we thought about going to local businesses and whatnot for sponsorships and putting up signage around the field?
No, that's a good idea.
Yeah,
Never
the
thought of
school is actually, if you go up to Blind Brook, they have signages
that.
all
Signage
around.
All around it.
Yeah.
Portchester High School did the same thing.
It's a good idea.
And I know Pine Ridge Park as well, the ball fields. The village actually solicits
Can do that.
sponsorships.
And we can start with the Chamber of Commerce. Sylvia. Okay, great.
I have one question. I know we had discussed it, we talked about it, I just didn't know where it's been going, where the trailers, those empty trailers, we were talking about putting a shed there, you know, making it look a little nicer and stuff. Well, where is that going?
You'll hear all about it next month.
Okay.
Woohoo.
Pulling together everything. I've got 2 more parts of it to pull together, but.
Spoiled his surprise.
Well,
It's a reasonable question. We've
I
been
have-
working on it all
Yeah,
quarter.
I know we started talking about it, and I just haven't
We're
heard
working on
anything.
it for years,
Yes.
actually.
That's true.
We've been working on it for years, and you know,
Yes, I've come to I know we had brought it up in the capital budget back in November, and been working on it since, and I have a good building, a good foundation, and I'm just waiting on the plumber and the electrician to,
for the prices. Okay.
okay?
Yep.
Thank you, Vic. Much appreciated. Last but not least, Davy Burns, are you there?
I am, yes. Good evening, Board. I've submitted the tax receivable schedule as part of the agenda, so you have that. Again, we're at our lowest point for the year in terms of our overall tax receivables outstanding as of February 29th at $1,159,000. We have a make whole to the schools that will be coming due the end of April, but that number might be approximately 1.5 million. We're still collecting the school taxes in March, but that's lower than last year, so we're in good shape there. We're in the middle of our audit for the 2023 year. It's going pretty well. The auditors were there a couple weeks ago for a week for field work. We're working through some outstanding items, but we're on schedule with that. As part of Vic's presentation, he had me at free. So that's what I took from his presentation. Overall, we're in very good shape. Interest rates are still high, so we're still earning quite a bit on our reserves.
Thanks, Dave. I noticed that also that our outstanding receivables actually went down from last year from 0.54 to 0.52%. Sounds not like it's not a lot, but every little bit helps. Can you turn to the in-rem receivables for a minute? Would you double check with Nick? I don't know if he's still on. We have 2 properties about to go into in-rem petition, and I was under the impression that one of them have paid, but could you double check before I have Jeff start his petition for foreclosure on the 2 of them?
You're referring to the 2 schedules on the 2 properties on Schedule B?
Yes.
Okay.
One of them I know has not paid. The other one I thought did pay. So could you double check with Nick so that we don't make a mistake?
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah, we remember this is through February 29th, but, if it paid after that date, then
I thought it was before. Double check
Okay.
that for me, thank you.
we'll do. Okay.
Okay. Town attorney, do we have a report from the town attorney or no? And the town clerk's report is submitted. Thank you, Hope. I'd like to, do the council members have any questions before we take the next motion? Any comments, Pam?
Just one question. Charlie, I ask this every year, and I'm sorry, being terrible with recalling numbers year to year. Would you mind pulling a cheat sheet on the homestead options from last year to this year?
Yeah, that's not a problem.
Cool, thank you.
He has that number, you know. In fact, we have a whole spreadsheet on it.
I'm just not pulling up. Or it might be in the.
It's not in your,
Okay.
it's only hard copy.
There's an additional copy?
We
I
could
thought you
make
wanted
it,
these meetings completely paperless, Supervisor.
I did, but Hope was the one who compiled this from her records and handed it out at the beginning to Charlie and to me.
Awesome.
And you're all welcome to it.
Can I steal yours? Thank you. Awesome. You're off the hook.
Okay.
Email it to.
Thank you.
Any other comments? Nope. Hope, you want to say anything about Bruno?
Oh. Well,
You live 2 doors from him,
I
down
know,
from him.
not
and
only
you-
being my neighbor, we grew up in the same church, and my dad and him were on many boards together. And he was so genuine and so caring and just incredible, loved and admired by anyone who came in contact with him. And so today the son was mentioned how he would visit his friends and bring bagels. And I was always a recipient of that. And he was the principal for my children when they were at school. And they were very familiar with the Ponterio pinch. So you just don't meet too many men like him.
Not at
He
all.
was remarkable.
Yes,
And
he
it's
was.
so blessed to have known him.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, I'd like a motion to enter into executive session. We have 2 matters to discuss. One is a specific contractual matter, the other is a specific personnel matter, and we may have a possible resolution at the conclusion. So we will re-enter public session at that time. So may I have a motion to enter into executive session?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay, we are now in executive session, and next door?
There we go.
Want to tell her to amend it?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I did hear.
Sorry, that's my alarm.
Debbie, in this one, I'm going to have you, or resolution read. Should I have the clerk read the resolution, or me read the or Debbie read the resolution?
I guess the clerk,
I would think procedurally that makes the most sense.
Yeah,
but it has to be amended first.
it's been, doesn't have to be
Well,
amended.
it
because
doesn't-
it's never-
Not amended, I mean edited.
Yeah,
It's
make
been,
sure
I
it
vote
was
on it.
worded.
Online,
What?
Oh, the resolution is online?
can you change it?
The resolution.
Oh, it hasn't been
no,
published, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
It doesn't have to be, right.
Yeah.
So,
No,
do you have the edited version?
Yes.
I said immediately.
Yes.
Yeah.
Effective
So
immediately.
Hope is reading that.
These should be read into the record. Oh, you get to read it.
Hope it's gonna read.
I'll read it.
No, but I think procedurally, the clerk
Procedurally,
should
the
read
clerk
it
should
into the
read it.
record, don't you think?
Yeah.
This is not my area of expertise.
Under Robert's,
And I'm also trying to shield you, like that.
By the way,
Be the clerk.
we don't have Robert's rules.
That's right. Oh, trust me, so I've heard.
All right, when are we on? We have to have a motion
I hope all our
to
viewers
go
at home have
into
been
open
sitting with
session.
bated breath.
Remember that?
Yes, I remember that.
I'll tell you about it after.
3, 2, 1.
Welcome back, everybody. I'd like a motion to leave executive session and to enter into open session.
So moved.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. We have a resolution regarding the termination of a court clerk. Hope, would you please read the resolution aloud?
Okay, resolution terminating the employment of Miss Joanna Bavosa, court clerk for the Town of Wright Justice Court. Whereas the justices of the Wright Town Court have provided advice and consent after consideration by the Town Council, it is determined that the employment of Ms. Joanna Bavosa as a clerk of the Town Justice Court shall be terminated as immediately.
Effective immediately.
Immediately, when we're, resolved that the town council hereby authorizes the town administrator to terminate the employment of Joanna Bavosa as a clerk of the town justice court effective immediately.
Thank you. A motion and a second, please.
Make the motion.
I'll second.
Hope, please call the roll.
Councilperson Jaffe,
Yes.
Councilperson Axelrod,
Yes.
Councilperson Nardi,
Yes.
Councilperson Selyer,
Yes.
and Supervisor Zuckerman.
Yes, thank you. I'd like a motion to adjourn the meeting.
So moved, so adjourned. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, everybody.